Hi, good morning everyone. This is Robin with Uniquely Robins. Today I'm going to share with you a folio that I got at the Goodwill. I think that's where I got it at, Goodwill or one of the thrift stores here in town. What it basically is a key chart for embossing thread, and it had strips inside here with little pieces of the different colors of embossing thread, and I thought we would make this into a folio today, kind of repurpose it. Now we can do this out of cardstock. If you can't find anything that's folds like this or is like this, you can use the file folders, or we could actually make it out of cardstock. So if you'd like to see it made out of cardstock too, I can take all the measurements from this and we can do that in a different video if you'd like. I've already got my papers cut out. I will tell you what the measurements I have are on this, but of course, you know, those could be different for embroidery floss, I guess is what it was. I don't know if that's what I said. I think I said embossing. And I have already put the magnets on so that they would be good and dry and sturdy by the time we got to this point. This measures, let's see, 11 by almost 7, so 6 3/4. So if you had 12 by 12 paper, you could just put your folds in the right spots and you could make this out of cardstock. But we're going to work on putting the paper on this today. We probably won't do the decorating today. We'll probably have a part 2 and do that tomorrow. But I do have my things cut out here to try to save a little time. And the paper pack that I'm using for this is this one that I showed you I got from Amazon. And it's the paper pack retro series. And it had that red in it that I really liked, and we're going to use that on the front. So these papers I made just a little bit so that you would see a little bit of the edge. And I was going to go ahead and ink this all up, but I can do that later. So we're looking for the outside one. And I've numbered all these so I know which paper goes on what side. And so this one is going to fit right on there, so that that's what you'll see on the front of your folio. I think I'm going to use this. Hope everybody's doing good today. I think I'm going to use this other glue because I'm just having a hard time squeezing that today. I think my husband is giving me his cold or whatever he's got. I know he's sick because he slept most of the day yesterday, and he normally doesn't sleep more than 5 hours. So when he sleeps a lot like that, you know he's pretty sick. This is just Fabri-Tac I'm using here. I put it in this little tiny bottle because it's a lot easier to squeeze. I want to put a fair amount on here. Oh, that doesn't have a smell to it, doesn't it? Because I want to make sure that it sticks down good, especially in the front here where those magnets are. Found my best friend here. Now I packed stuff up to bring up here. I was actually pretty smart and I put it in the drawer. This is not going to want to go over the magnets very well, is it? These are some fat magnets. I don't have any of those really skinny ones, and I'm trying to use what I have instead of buying new stuff right now. get it to stick down well. Especially on those edges. And squish out a little bit. Tracy is joining me in here today. It's the first day she'd actually come in here. Other than whimpering outside the door. Okay. And this one I have marked number 2, so we're going to get our number 2 paper. It's a little chilly today. Pretty chilly. One thing I know my husband's giving me his coat is because I thought it was chilly in here today, and I never think it's chilly. We always have a war over the, not a war, but he'll turn the air or the heat up and I'll turn it down. This old house, it just takes advantage. You put it on 71 and it goes to 74. And then you're roasting. But I actually thought it was chilly today, and that's unusual for me. We'll finish this up tomorrow. We'll start it today and finish it tomorrow. And then I have a couple of more things to do with junk mail. So make sure you hold on to your junk mail. They're still on the outside, so let's go to this one, number 3. That way, I just have alternating papers. Just want to make sure you get a fair amount. I mean, it doesn't have to be glob, but a fair amount of glue on the edges, because you want that to stick really well. This one will be a little more girly than the one we made before. And I hope you guys made one of the other ones that we made, because they come in really handy. I use mine all the time for writing down. Well, let's stick a little bit of this in this edge, because I did not get it very well. Right through there. That's better. And the ones that are really close to the folds, you definitely want to make sure you get it in there good, so that your fold will work right when you get done. And if you are ones that some people I know don't like any of the paper color showing underneath, like the white around the edge that I've left, if you are like that and want it to go clear to the edges, make sure that when you get to your creases, overlap it some, so that you have some stretch room in there for when you go to fold those creases. You have plenty that it's not going to pull out. That's one spot right there. I'll hold it for just a minute because it didn't seem to want to stop. There we go. I think that's stuck good. Okay, now we have our little, well, yeah, the outside. This is our outside, so this is our outside flap. We want to go here. Now I did leave all of mine through here, and I will ink all this up so you won't really notice that so much. I mean, you're going to notice it some here, but not so much. There I go, leaving my glue open again. Oh, I wanted to show you, I prettied up my glue bottle. I velcroed it so that I can take it off and put it on the next bottle, because before I was just emptying one bottle into the other. But I thought that was kind of cute. Looks a little better sitting there, doesn't it? And I have a couple of these sugar bell bottles. I need to get, for some reason I thought the lids came, the caps that keeps your glue from drying out came with it, and they don't. So now I have to order me some of those. But I like these sugar bell bottles. That's what this little one is. See, it has a twist close on it, but the bigger ones don't. But they are so much easier to squeeze than that Fabri-Tac especially is killer on the hands to try to squeeze that bottle. I was squeezing some into this little bottle, and it's a tough cookie. I probably should have put this on before I put my magnets on. Makes it a little uneven. But I wanted it to be under the paper so that you wouldn't see the magnets. Some people don't mind that look, but I do. I think I need to have my husband make me a piece of wood for the back of this. I keep knocking stuff off that way. Okay, so that's our outside. Now we'll go to the inside. I have the papers ready for that. And we said that these were 7, well, let's not measure that one because of the, yeah, 7, that one's just a tiny bit over 7 by almost 11. So your 12 by 12 paper will work. Now I did cut these down to 11 3/4 by just a hair over 6 1/2, so that I'd have that little edge. And you know how I love to measure, so that says inside 2, so we'll start with that one. So I need to take my tree downstairs today and start fluffing it, because I have a fake tree and it takes me a couple of days to get it to where I want it to look before I start decorating it. My daughter sent me a picture this morning of her and the kids decorating the tree. It's so cute. And when she was little, we always had a real tree. We would go and she would pick out the tree, and wouldn't you know? Oh, there it is. And things always trying to run away from me. I need to get about 5 or 6 of them. I might know where one's at. But yeah, she would pick out the tree that she wanted, and she would always name it. Every year she named the tree. It was so cute. But since my husband and I are old now, we just, a couple years ago, bought a fake tree. And first time I'd ever had a fake tree other than when I was a kid. Mom always had that funky silver looking tree. But it wasn't bad. We got it after Christmas on sale, and as long as you fluff it up good, it doesn't look awful. Now this is one, and I need to put my round my edges. Where's my black corner rounder? Oh, there it is. Trying not to bump you. If I do, I apologize. I didn't think I put it back in that drawer, but I did. I try to make sure anything I need out of that drawer is out before I start, because I have to set the camera there right now. My thinking when I moved up here was I could set the camera on that side and put it straight down on it, but this camera doesn't go a straight down angle, which I don't understand. There for a minute I thought I cut them on the wrong side and was going to have it upside down. That would have been bad. But I didn't. I'm amazed. But you know there's a mistake coming up somewhere because I always screw something up. Wouldn't be mine if I didn't. But yeah, hopefully by the end of the week I'll have the tree done. This year's been kind of weird anyway. If it wasn't for the little chillins, I probably wouldn't even put one up. But the Christmas tree is my favorite part of Christmas. Well, other than the baby Jesus. But I just like to sit and look at the tree. I think it's so pretty. And we do put colored lights on our tree. Usually I just like the white lights, but we thought for the kids, they like the colors, so. It's always everything for the little children, isn't it? And that's the way it should be. Okay, now number 3. Does it need, yes, it needs corners rounded on this side. Sometimes I wish I had one of them little chomper things, but these work pretty good, these corner rounders, as long as they stay sharp. Sometimes they'll jam up. They don't do anything real heavy very well, like cards or a chipboard. They don't, even a thin chipboard, they'll do it, but they don't want to. I have 2 of those. One's smaller, and I always like that bigger one better, unless I'm making a really small book, which I don't make a whole lot of. And I'm not worried so much about the big spaces between, like this edge here especially, because I think we're going to put a piece of lace on there. We're going to make it a little girly. And then this one goes there. I really wish I had more of this paper. I would have used it here and here. But I didn't have enough of it, so. This paper pack is not exactly what I thought it was going to be when I ordered it. It looked, I don't know, the picture looked different. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just my eyes, who knows, but I like it still, just not as much as I thought I was going to. It is really pretty paper. Now hold this in front of this magnet for a few minutes, well, a few seconds, to try to make sure that sticks down well. Just a little crooked up there. There we go. I'm using Fabri-Tac instead of my art glitter because I should have rounded both of those corners, shouldn't I? See if I can get it. See if I can get it before I put it down. I'll just have to wash my thing because I am going to get a little glue on there. Alright. Gotta get the right angle here. There we go. Have to wash my little punch, but that's alright. Definitely gonna have to put a little more glue in here. that's got a strong smell to it. I guess I didn't realize Fabri-Tac smelled that strong. Got moved upstairs, I got a bigger space, but it's still, well, the space itself is still kind of small. But this is the smallest room we have, but it's better than downstairs. I liked being down there so I could craft in the evenings while we were watching TV sometimes, but it was just a mess in my living room all the time, it seemed like. And I'm going to put just a little bit of this art glitter because it dries faster in a couple of these little spots that I can get this little nose into. Maybe that's just that one. Okay. All right. Now I did put some score lines in here, some extra score lines, I should say, that weren't in there before, just to help this bend a little more. Because I knew once we got that paper on there, it was going to be a little bulkier than it was before. So, just pushing on this a little bit to round that. So there we have it. I think that's pretty. I love this paper. And I like this one a lot. This one, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty. And I don't mind this one at all. But I really like this. This red and black. Okay, I digress. Moving on. Alright, these are our pockets. And I wasn't positive on those, but I thought here we would put a triple pocket down through there. Need to round that corner. It's going to be against a rounded corner. Yeah, I think that will, let's make this a little further up. How about right about there. And I know my words are sideways. I cut my paper wrong, so don't you make that mistake. See, I told you there'd be a mistake somewhere. But we're gonna decorate it up, so I don't think you're gonna see that much of it. That I'm not worried about it. I'm just not gonna let it bother me. Yeah, I think that would look nice there. So let's do that. Right above that G. And you can make your pockets the other way where you have the extra that you fold over and it makes your pocket a little bigger, which I probably, in retrospect, should have done. But, whoops. Fabri-Tac does slide on you. Gives you time to work with it. I did it again. Forgot to put my... I'm going to do these at the same time so they're even. Should have put one up there, but I didn't. I actually can pull that up though because I did use Fabri-Tac, so it's not gonna stick that fast. So we can put it in. It's probably not gonna be even with the other ones, but that's all right. Okay. Now we'll put our next one on. Now I am doing all three sides on these pockets. And normally I would ink that first too, but I'm not doing that today. I don't want you to have to watch me ink forever. Oh, I did get it fairly straight. That's not too bad. But on these two pockets, you could leave this bottom unglued. Just glue the sides, and then that way you could put a bigger tag in that will slide down, and then this bottom pocket you do that on, you glue the bottom and it will stop it from going clear out. If that's what you want to do. Just an option. Always like to try to give you an extra option. I'm going to go as low as I can there without seeing the black paper under there. And I left room at this bottom down here so we could maybe put some lace or something on there. I don't normally use Fabri-Tac, so got to get used to the fact that you can move it, which is nice, but you also it doesn't dry as fast as the art glitter does. All right, our next pocket, I think this one, we are just going to put a side pocket, no. I think this one we're going to put a belly band. And I kind of want it the same color because we have the option then of making it just a belly band, or we can make us a tablet, which we might do, and slide down in there and have a tablet on this side. I'm just trying to decide now if I want the thinner belly. I think we want the thicker one, just because it'll give it a little more stability if we do decide to put that pocket in there. Some fancy measuring there. I do think I want to round all 4 of these corners just because. And I'm going to use the art glitter on this. On these 2 sides. And I'm going to put it up toward the top. Probably even more than that, right there. Are you guys as messy a crafter as I am? I have to wash my hands about 40 times a day, but I used to do home health care, so I'm used to that anyway. There. And then we can make our little tablet and slide down in there. That way we have a tablet here, pockets here, pockets here. Now, the pockets on this side that I had in mind, and I'm always known to change my mind, but close that up. I had thought maybe about staggering them. I thought that looked kind of cool. And then I cut these to put along the top of them, just like a little border, just to kind of bring that red that way, because I like the red. So we're going to use the art glitter first and put these little borders on. But this little folder will come in handy for your projects, for holding your ephemera you're going to use on your project. So I know I have so many projects usually going at the same time, because I like to go back and forth. Sometimes you get inspiration on one and get kind of stuck on another one, and that gives you the flexibility to move back and forth. That's because I want it to dry a little faster. So it's nice to have something to keep all your little piecey parts in while you're deciding, so they don't get lost. I know I have a couple that I really need to get finished up. I'm going to work on doing that this week. Try to get caught up from that and have a whole list of things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be making some butterfly, flowers and heart snippets and banners. We're going to be doing more with our junk mail envelopes. There's several different things we can do with those. I'm going to trim this just a little bit because hopefully I can do it straight. Little top piece for some reason was off. Must have used the wrong one. I did. I used this one because it's too long. I didn't mark those. Okay. Now I know I want this one at the bottom because I like this image right here. So I think we'll start with that one up here. Come on. Not clear to the edge. Oh. Guess that really doesn't matter, but I think I'm going to use my art glitter for that. Let's scoot that over. Just thought the little staggered pockets would look cuter. And you could like I said, put extra on these pockets to make them expandable, a little bit expandable, to where you could, you know, fit more in them. But most of my pieces so far are flat that I'm going to be storing in here. Oops, we got a little tiny hangover there. What do we want on there? We're going to have a tutorial coming up too. I'm not exactly sure when, but soon. I had people asking me for a tutorial on the snack size Pringles can that I turned into a little trinket box. People wanted to see how that was done, so we're going to do a tutorial on that. I'm going to be making a 3-tiered tray for my craft room to keep some of my stuff on, my glues and stuff like that. That's a little more decorative. If you're interested in seeing a tutorial on that, let me know and we'll do that together. Yeah, anything that you're wanting to see a tutorial on, let me know, or just a craft with me, let me know that. I don't just do journals, I don't just do paper